This story is not over yet. Now, there's a little people alluding to the fact that Tom Brady might retire. I think Tom Brady, with how active he's been on Twitter and how transparent he's been, if there was no real truth to that, he would have shot that down in some sort of fashion. Maybe him running a sprint in the backyard. I'm nowhere near done, whatever the case. So there has to be some sort of conversation there. What did you see from the Rams, though, that made you think, okay, this Rams team is different? Obviously, they give up a bunch, and Matthew Stafford would have been judged so hard today if that Rams team loses after being up like 17 points, even though everybody else was trying to give it away. What did you learn about that Rams team, and at home against the Niners, how do you feel about it?
That was huge, man. And Cam Akers, like you said, he coughed it up twice, which, you can't do ever, especially in the playoffs. But he brings a different element to that offense, man, that outside zone run game, which sets up the play action. Kupp is phenomenal. Stafford, I've been tough on Stafford all year. But in those moments when it's got to have it, those fourth quarter comeback type plays, he's always risen his gameplay in that level. So to see him do it on this stage, to kind of watch him, live rewrite kind of his own narrative, if he can go and get a win in this NFC Championship and maybe even win the Super Bowl, I think his whole career is looked at completely different. So I love to see that for a player. And then Cooper Kupp, man, he dominates games like all year long. When I had to pick between him or Jonathan Taylor for Offensive Player of the Year, I'm looking at his game log. It was like 2 games he was under 90 yards, and he's the guy coming in every game, obviously blocks in the run game. So for him to make that play in that moment, I gave him the MVP. He deserves it.
Okay, his teams are out there stumping for him to get it because they've gotten a chance to feel it both day in and day out. And obviously, Cooper Kupp is said to go into the building every morning with Matthew Stafford at 6 a.m. and go through hours and hours of film to be on the exact same page. Receptions leader, yardage leader, touchdown leader, and yak leader at wide receiver. I mean, that is a lot of titles to have for one guy. And when he described the defense after the game, he said it looked like they were running a 2-man and then maybe a 0. He was like kind of befuddled by it all that he even got open. Now it's coming out that there was a miscommunication. Not everybody heard the call. How can that happen, D-Bud, especially with them going out of bounds and a full play clock kind of being there on the defensive side, the most important play?
That was the first game since week 1. You had all the starters for the Bucs, and Murphy Bunting been kind of in and out the lineup. And it's no excuse on that stage. You got to come ready to play. You got to get the call around. But that's something that happens in 2 minutes. And even if that play is called with Murphy Bunting, in that situation, I know that was a position I played as a slot defender. And SMB, that's what he is for those guys. Like, I want to be on Kupp in that situation. Even if we have a blitz call, I'm looking back at Winfield or AB and say, hey, you take the blitz, I'll cover this guy. This is the dude I've been watching on film all week. But it happens. Yeah, it happened in the Bills-Chiefs game. That last touchdown that Davis had. The Chiefs weren't lined up. They were trying to get situated, and then you give the middle read right up the seam.
Yeah, Sorensen was directing traffic.
He was trying to get outside in the corner. So it's, as a defense, young defensive players, play callers get the call in as soon as possible. I don't care if it's a bad call, just get it in so guys can communicate and see the offense come out of the huddle. Because the sooner you see them come out of the huddle and you see where guys are, now you can start to anticipate different things and get on the same page, as a coverage unit.